Nilikimbia, nikakaa, I stayed for an year and a half. Nikiwa huko nje, I found a way of surviving and living. One day I'm just coming from work, I get arrested. I never saw the consulate. Na kuambia fish nilikaa kwa jela. Nikakuwa yellow.
Hey y'all, I'm Fish Mringe.
Maureen Nyambura.
And this is Chanzo. Yeah. So we've been away for quite some time, but we are back. And sometimes mtu akirudi anarudingi na good news, sometimes bad news, sometimes uko moderate. But today, sadly, we are coming back with a sad story.
A very sad story. It's really sad, and it's unfortunate we have to do this and we have to talk about it, because I've noticed the more we don't talk about stuff, the more you just keep blaming others or not saying anything, and yet just doing this might help somebody somewhere right now as we speak.
True.
Yes.
If the truth was said earlier on, basi a lot of cases would have been easier to juggle or tackle. Ama mtu ukiget yourself into that situation, ungekuwa in a position mahali unaweza jua what to do or what not to do. But if we keep on hiding, you know, what I see is that most of the time as human beings, tunatakanga ku escape from the truth. Tunaji-shield na lies that makes us feel comfortable.
Like, if I say this, I'm probably gonna feel good.
Yeah.
But again, I'm just trying to be comfortable for that moment. And what is the long-term effect of whatever I'm going to do?
True.
Because everything has a short-term or a long-term. But what we do, we look for the short-term comfort, not asking ourselves, what if?
Mm-hmm.
I'm wearing this kind of cloth right now because it feels like it's a bit warm and the day, but you don't ask yourself, what if evening comes? Will I still feel this way? Will I still
need a sweater?
Will I need a sweater? No, we don't consider that.
Yeah, true.
Right now, I want to look
sexy. And good and tea. Yeah, so yes.
And then when it gets cold, that's where we look at our gentleman and go like, nisaidie sweater.
And then when he says,
sweater kwa nini?
And then when he says like, mi niko na asthma kifua imejaa siwezi kupea. Oh, Chalia is inconsiderate. Hata hanijali.
Yeah, you don't like him. Yeah. You don't even think about me. No, the dude thought about himself. That's why he has a sweater, yo.
Yeah.
So again, we're just trying to psych ourselves, but today we are coming with a very sad story. So before we talk about the story, the real story at hand, let's just take a minute. And we've been seeing all these issues about people who are working in the diaspora. Kumekuwa na story mingi sana. So many deaths, so many stories. Like recently there was a chick, I think she's somebody, alikuwa alirudishwa, like government made this kumrudisha, but she was in a very bad situation, like a very bad state. Uku hadi you would see mifupa zimepop, you know, it's very sad. And again, we are thankful at least there's that one person or 2 or 3 or 100 who made it back
safely.
And no, maybe not very safe, but
alive, yes.
Now, a friend of mine who knows that, everybody who knows me know I've been to Lebanon, so I'm an ex-Lebanon. And some time back, when I started going to diaspora, when I started going to work out there, my first country, the very first country I went to was Lebanon.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody reached out, a friend reached out and told me, oh, I see you do all these shows and you know people. Can you help us talk about this? And then connected me to a sister of Jecinta. All of us have seen the story of Jecinta. And despite of what is being said or
I had the privilege to get the story from a very close family member who's a sister. And the story is really sad and unfortunate. Unfortunately, Jecinta went to Lebanon this year. January is when she went to Lebanon.
Yeah.
Again, I don't know who to blame. I don't know if we should blame ourselves for going, or we should blame the people in that country where we're going to work, or we should blame the agencies that take us there. Because again, it's not a blame game, but who should take this responsibility?
I feel like once you're in this earth, ushakuja umekuwa kwanza haswa kawe ni mtu mzima. Nobody owes you shit in this world. You owe everything as in to yourself. Nobody owes you. Like once tunaanzanga hizi stories za kublame, history ya kufuata hivi, you know, when you get yourself into something, you must as a person understand it correctly. Usifuate upepo ama usifuate atikitu. Weelewa kwanza.
You don't do things
because people are doing on. Yeah. Then you don't do things hoping that someone is going to save you. Just know, as long as you're an adult, ni wewe ndo tegemeo lako, wewe peke yako. Even your friend can be in a position, yes, they might help you, but at that particular moment yenye you need their help, they're not in that same position of helping you. So you start shifting blames, unasema ni hu. But if we understand everything categorically, we'll be in a better position ya kujisaidia, hata kama unaenda diaspora job ama kama unabaki job za Kenya. Juu si ati pia tufanya job hapa ati wako poa.
Hawateseki. Like, wanateseka. People die every day. Yeah. People get in trouble every day. Accidents happen when you're still in Kenya. So again, death is just the next thing that
but you know the
will happen after being born. You're going to live, and again you're going to die.
But now you see the difference is when you go to diaspora, uko hapo peke yako. In most cases, watu wengi wanaendanga huko unajipata ni wewe peke yako kwa familia umeamua uende ama mko wawili watatu. Hakuna hiyo environment ni mpya, ni environment haujui. The laws are different.
The language is different. The culture shock is there.
Yes.
So, let's go back to Jecinta. So, a friend called me and told me, as in, we need to speak about this. At a point, I felt some type of way because I have been there. I don't know if you understand where I'm coming from, but kama ushaiva kiatu, unajua pahali kinachuna.
Kabisa.
So, she went to Lebanon this January. I think after she arrived, she had these hitches. Akaongelesha agent wake, she needed a change of the house. It never happened. And when it doesn't happen, and then you look at these two things, we've had stories of people being thrown from buildings. We've had people complaining and nothing happens and they are killed. Like there was another story from Egypt that a lady complained, nothing happened. Later she was killed.
And you can imagine Egypt is just like Egypt is still in Africa. Egypt ni hapa, still in Africa. So you can imagine if somebody can get killed in Egypt, mahali ni karibu. What about mahali mbali? Mahali yenye mtu ameenda. You see, like in Egypt, tukisema a few family members can gather some money, then mmoja aende or something. So you can imagine Lebanon is a bit far. So that means the cost is expensive.
Again, no, now we just not talking about money right now. There's this sense, as you said, uko peke yako.
Yeah.
You're feeling threatened, you're not comfortable, and then you talk to your agent. And I'm saying this out of experience. Yesterday, I was looking for something. I called this agent, oh, wait, I'm looking for such and such information. I know you are in a position of giving me this. You're the right person. You know what and where to get this thing. You know that person blocked me.
Now, speaking of someone blocking you,
yes.
I had
immediately
a case,
blocked me.
I had a case here because I've never been to Lebanon. I've never been to Middle East. I've never been to by the way, si shout, but I've never been. Yeah, I've never gone to work outside.
Thank you.
Yeah. I've never.
Karibu
ni shout. Mwenyezi Mungu akaniangazia. So here's the thing, I've been working with agents. Nimepeleka a couple of chicks kwa agents and whatnot, yeah. So I have like 2 right now when they keep my heart worrying every time. One of them, it's because Miss J huko, so sijui. But one thing I know, the agent that I use wako na ofisi. And that office, muambia madem, ukifika, cause me personally hata siwezi sema hapa ni Riyadh, hapa ni hapa, cause I've never been there. But naambianga ukifika, cramio place ofisi iko. So that in case anything happens to you,
you know where
to go. Toka, ukitoka ukienda kwa ofisi, even if your sponsor amebaki na your documents, the office will be in a position to contact your sponsor. And if you call me, I'm in a position to contact this agent, a contact office yuko, which is easier. So there's one chick, venye alifika, alikimbia. This is Saudi Arabia, by the way. I hear rules out. They are very, very extremely strict. I've never been there, but I hear they are very, very, very strict. Unlike Dubai, where I can see chicks wearing short things, nini, Saudi nasikia it's very, very strict.
Yeah.
So this chick alifika, akaka 3 months, akakutana na Wakenya wengine wenye wako huko, wenye they do what they do for a living. So akamwambia niaje kuja, we hook you up. Akahepa. I tried kutafuta udem, nikampata. Venye actually agent ndo aliniambia. Msichana wako alikimbia. So from now henceforth, anything happens to her, we are not accountable. That's what nilipigiwa na agent akiniambia anything happens, we are not accountable. So hata mimi nikienda kwa brother yake, I told the brother, by the way, and even the brother was like, yeah, hata si tumejua amehepa cause alipatana na so and so who's uko ameka akiishi hiyo life huko Saudia for the longest. So I called the chick, nikamtafuta Facebook nini, nikapata, nikamuuliza sana venye umeenda, akasema yeye sasa ako poa na Mikdo Mob what not. Ako sawa because she's making a lot of money. So I asked her, do you have the documents? Kwa sababu mimi my concern ni documents.
Yes, do you have
the correct documents and what not? Ati nitasort. It's been quite a long time, 2-3 years now, hajapata. So recently there's another one, alikuwa kwa sponsor. Her contract was to end in 3 months before I decide kubishana na sponsor. So this chick, after kubishana sponsor, she calls me. My friend no alini hook up. She calls my friend calls me. My friend ni hawa tu ana acting ya paraka. She acts up, she calls me. I tafuta her, I call her. Nampigia simu, namuuliza uko wapi nini? Ati huyo mama alinipiga, alinisukuma nje, sijui nini. I was like so shook. Mpaka nikasema guys, sasa itakuaje? Nikaenda kwa ofisi nini. Kumbe sponsor wake alikuwa anachukua video ya hudem hadi wanampea passport, udem anakataa, ana shake off her hair, anakataa. So alikuwa amevaa hood. I have the video, is that I don't want to show you guys because sijachukua consent yake. But ana shake hood hivi. Sponsor amechukua passport, anamwekea hapo kwa hood, anaiangusha. Then she did the middle finger for the sponsor, like kwenda, and then unajua ana throw words. So I got the video. Then I asked my friend, aya, mimi nimetumiwa video, na hii video udem ndo ana act hivi na hivi na hivi. So whatever she did, alipelekwa kwa immigration. So I think there's a way, ukitoka kwa nyumba ya mtu in that manner, you have to serve some time or something. Me, I don't know, because ako immigration for the longest. Ameka huko say it's 2-3 months. Nikiuliza agent ananiambia atarudishwa tu na watu immigration. Juu sasa ako immigration.
Now that you've mentioned immigration and you might not know what happens, I'll get back to you with what happens, how it happens.
Yeah, because I have no idea.
I have no idea with Saudi, but I have an idea of Lebanon.
Lebanon, yes.
So Mugure went this January. Amekaa, amejaribu kusaidika, ameshindwa, according to her sister, who we've been talking to from yesterday, ananiambia akajaribu ku get help, hakupata. So what is the next thing you do? You run. Yes, and that comes naturally,
yeah.
Yeah, because
it's a human instinct.
Yes, it's a human instinct. I'm not getting help from here, nor am I getting help from there. So akahepa. according to her sister, hata akihepa akaambia sister yake, yo, mimi nimejaribu kukaa imekataa, mimi nimefanya nini? Nimetoka and now I'm in the streets. Na akaenda. Now she stayed, amekuwa sawa, she looked for a house, she started hustling, and life has been happening because she's been well,
she's been
so
working.
some couple of weeks, or call it a month or two, 2 months or 3 months ago, she started ailing. When you are in an Arabic country, or let me say when I was in Lebanon, if you don't have your passport, you can't access anything. Not just your passport. If you don't have any document,
a visa, a valid visa,
or your
ID,
a photo of your ID, not necessarily a hard copy, but a photo of it,
okay,
or your passport.
Let me ask, a photo of your Kenyan ID or your ID?
Yes, when you get there, they get you an ID.
Okay.
You get your visa and your ID.
So when you're working for someone, ukiwa kwa hiyo nyumba, you have an ID?
I don't know so much about the house.
I'm saying like tuseme ukienda kwa nyumba tu
anywhere you go,
this is how it
you
works.
Have one when you arrive.
When you arrive,
on arrival, ukifika unachukuliwa airport. The first thing that happened to me nikiwa Lebanon, they took my passport away. I wasn't going to a house, but they took my passport. Alafu immediately nikapelekwa medical. Unafanyiwa medical. When they clear you that you are medically fit, uko poor and you can work, they now take you to the immigration. They take all your data, your fingerprints, your eye, your height, everything. And then you get your
ID.
You get your ID.
Your alien ID.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you have your passport and your ID and your visa that is stamped on your passport. But again, this is what they insist. Like, for me, I know when unatoka nje, you don't have a copy of anything, then nothing happens to you. You can't send money. You can't receive money. You can't go to you can't buy a SIM card. So, when she was unwell and she needed to go to the hospital, she reached out to her sister. Yo, listen, I need your passport.
And sisters being sisters.
Sister being sisters. What do? You
send your
come to
blood
Mia.
Is thicker. True.
I come to Mia. She needed to go to the hospital, so she registered her name in the hospital.
Her sister's name?
Yeah, her sister's name to the hospital. Because this is the passport they were using.
Yeah.
Yakenda hosi, akaambiwa she's ailing, blah, blah, blah. I can't mention, like, I haven't got the report, but she was ailing. Sister yake wakakuwa naongea, akakaa hosi, and they were talking. I have all the charts, anamwambia ako poa, today she's getting better and whatnot. At a point, akafika mahali, akakuwa discharged. She was not discharged because she was well. Because she needed to make a certain decision. She needed to decide whether she wants to undergo the process they're telling her, or she needs to come and do it back home, or she needs to do it there. So within a couple of days, Susan, who is Jecinta's sister, realized sister yake amenyamaza tu. Amenyamaza tu maskini, and it's like amemtafuta. She's silent. She tried to look for friends tried to look for her. Then finally, this is what you get. Imagine you're talking to somebody 2 days, 3 days ago. The fourth day, you just get this message of, you're so-and-so, you are looking for so-and-so. So-and-so is dead and buried.
So who sent her that message? Yo ya kusema, like, you are so-and-so, you're looking, who sent her that message?
She was the one looking for her sister.
Alitafuta.
So yeye ndiye alikuwa anatafuta.
Okay.
Sasa yeye kufika kutafuta, when you tafuta, Lebanon we don't have an embassy. We have a consulate.
Yeah.
Sasa yeye alianza kutafuta, unajua news zilianza kufika.
So like it's a friend ndo alimwambia.
Anamwambia, lakini wanaambiwa au akienda kuuliza wanaambiwa alipatikana na akazikwa. So she reached out to the consulate aka confirm, akasema he is not sure whoever you are asking for is this person, but the
kuna
person
name,
who was
there's
going
a name,
by this name
Ah.
is the one.
Yeah, because I'm assuming they share the surname.
So the questions
Ni
were,
surname ama ni gani?
yes,
Yo,
the surname.
Yeah, they
So
share the surname.
the question was, why didn't somebody look for this is one thing that Kenyans do a lot, and this one nilisema I will never remove it wherever I go. It
Yeah, you know, there's actually a meme. Hata sahi nacheka, as in I'm in my head najicheka, because me I say mimi hii kitu siwezi vaa, but I hate it with a passion.
Let me tell you this thing, there is nothing good. I remember the first time I saw somebody wearing this bracelet nikiwa Lebanon, niliona kama nimeona Mungu.
Oh, so
just looking at your hand,
yeah, because niliona that meme.
It makes you feel so good.
Niliona hiyo meme, I think ni wa Nigeria alikuwa ameweka.
Unatembea hivi kwa mall, alafu turn tu uone hii bracelet. Have you ever had you're not alone when you're in that corner? Uko hivi kwa corner and you feel like you're drowning and you don't know what to do, and then you just see this one. You are not alone.
Enyewe basi, when you don't know the meaning of something,
mimi
naichukia. Naangalianga kitu, I'm like, mbona kila mtu vai kitu kwa mkono? You can't be creative.
It's an identity. So when they called me, they were asking me why. The question is, okay, there's some things you can't reverse. Like Mugure is already gone. But why would they just take somebody and just bury the person?
But you see,
they said she was buried in a kaburi zinaitwa Accra. Hizo kaburi ni za people who are named unknown bodies.
But you see, here's the thing. Again, hapa ndo malingo nasema more. The sad part is when you get yourself into something, it's either you are ignorant, you didn't read all the consequences and whatnot, ama the person who got you into that never gave you all the information. Unajua? So in her case, number one, I'd say ukiangalia legally, number one, ako on the wrong side, because she didn't have any documentation once alitoka kwa sponsor wake. Unaona?
The documentations are there.
No,
she has the documents.
Listen, the thing is, the documents are with her sponsor, right? And not with her.
Yeah.
Then she did a mistake of impersonification.
Yes.
She took her sister's, because right now, I think, if I'm not wrong, because I hear Lebanon, Dubai, those people are, like they work together, sindio? I don't know if Lebanon is iko, ama ni Saudi, Dubai and whatnot. But if she was in Saudi, assuming she was in Saudi, akatumia passport ya sistake mwenye ako Dubai, at this moment, hata sistake angekuwa amedipotiwa. Kwa sababu ya impersonification. So you see, those are the mistakes that we do in life, and when umesema, umetoka ukiwa smart but hujaona consequence. But sometimes your consequence ni because we were not taught. Hatuku enlighteniwa tuambiwe hii na hii ndo ita happen. Hivi na hivi ukifanya, these are the consequences. Most of the time tunaambiwanga something that will make us feel good, something that will soothe us at that given time. Kama yeye saizi akichukua hiyo passport ya sistake, ilimsaidia akenda hosi. We did not know. We didn't know ati atapass.
And those are things that you can't reverse.
We didn't know
Again, she's already gone. But now the sister was reaching out and ananiambia they need to get the body back to Kenya, because this is a daughter. Despite and in spite, she's a mother. She's someone's daughter. She's someone's sister. She has a country.
But this, you see, this is what I'm saying. You get what I mean? You have a country, but you went against people's law. And then again, I'm thinking in Lebanon, majority are Muslims, right?
No, it's a 50-50.
It's a 50-50. So then if your body was at that particular moment, body yake labda.
So yesterday, yesterday I talked to the consulate to Lebanon. Akaniandikia a very long message. Akaniambia, listen, I know this is hurting everybody.
It's hurting.
It's really painful.
It's painful.
But this is what happened. Sisi, we were called, we went with forensics, and then we looked, and this. Apparently, mimi sikuwa najua ati when somebody passes on, it takes a day or two, and then everything starts.
No, I think it's, also so because the fact that she was not feeling well.
her body was in a very not good shape. So, and again, when they looked at what they found in the house, they couldn't know who she was. So, because this name reads the person is not in this country, that is why they assumed she was unknown. So after that, I talked to a lawyer. I needed to understand more. Like, I would like to know, okay, fine, we have already made mistakes. I know everybody's bashing up and down. Oh, saizi social media, everybody's like, oh, ata tunambianga wasichana mnaenda, mnatoroka, mnakimbia. Yote tisa kumi. The person is already dead.
Yeah, and the family just wants the closure.
Wants the closure.
Yeah, it hurts, by the it hurts like when you don't have a closure.
You need closure. You need to know, sawa, this is
honey, yeah.
Akona watoto, akona familia. So they were asking me, what can we do? How do we do it? Because consulate aliniandikia kaniambia, the only thing they can do, I'm asking anybody who has this information, kwa sababu mimi sijui, alikuwa nasema, the only time anaweza rudishwa is after 1 year.
Why after 1 year?
Exactly. I asked why.
Because after 1 year, I'm decomposed completely. It's just the bones.
And it's the bones. I went back. I sought an opinion from our family lawyer. Akamuliza, this and this happened. Now, what happened? Akanambia, yeah, that the information they are giving is correct. When they find you with this identification, hata kama ni Kenya wakupate na identification ya mtu mwingine, they will take your fingerprints, yes, but they are not obligated to go and look further wewe ni nani.
Okay.
So that is why they looked at the name you had, the name, the person, and then you are nowhere in the data. That umeaikuwa kwa hiyo inchi. So they assumed. That is what he wrote. Aliniandikia you got into that country illegally.
Yeah, you're right.
So both the consulate and the lawyer wakaniambia nobody has an obligation after you die to go and find out more wewe ni nani. Even in Kenya kaniambia hata where Kenya, not Kenyatta, City Mortuary, they will just take your fingerprints and that's it. Until somebody akuje kukutafuta waangalie fingerprints waseme this is so and so. After getting you, they don't have an obligation ya kwenda kutafuta tulipata hizi fingerprints ni za nani, you know. So that is why she was buried immediately. And she was not buried. Aliniambia after walimpata, they tried to look for a morgue and everybody wote wakasema hapana. Because her body was not in a good state. So the question right now at hand, that we cannot reverse all that. What can be done so that her body can be repatriated back to Kenya to give the family closure?
But you see, already where we are right now, they've already said it. Nothing can be done until 1 year is over, right?
No. Now again, after we've talked, akaniambia, if we can get an airline that will accept. The problem.
But do you know why they said if you can get an airline that will accept? Because they know you will not get. You know, some people.
He has already told me alitafuta hakuna airline. Again, I went back to the lawyer. Akaniambia, yeah, it doesn't happen because it's a human hazard. Hawezi kubebwa, like hawezi kutolewa, hawezi kufukuliwa na abebwe. So unless wangoje mpaka mwaka uishe, and then they waende wafukue, alafu they send the body home. Again, 1 year for getting closure.
Okay, personally, I think that if the family could send someone, maybe the sister or someone, just one person aende, at least akone hiyo closure, akuje on behalf of the family. Because mali imefika, because venye mtu anakwambia ukipata ile ya Mkenya kawaida, yani mtu anajua already uwezi pata. Ni kama nikwambia endo niletee meno ya simba. Ukinipatia meno ya simba, nitakupatia 1 million.
So I'm just keeping the hope
high
just to make sure you
yes.
live and
na time pass. Because uwezi enda ukapata hiyo meno ya simba uniletee. So wewe utakipona ukitafuta but uwezi pata. So airline, I've had a case, you know, like my sister was somehow in somehow like that which still yake tu peke yake, she was
When you
not
think
well.
about it.
Yeah, she was not well, and it took us a lot. And we were also told the same thing na airlines, like hakuna airline itamkubali, hakuna sijui. We had to, and this is someone who's alive. And at that given moment, coincidentally, a friend of ours, the husband, had passed on. Same country, Dubai. And for them to get his body back, and body yake iko imedecompose, and at least kulikuwa na hiyo identification, because alikuwa na kila kitu, alikuwa na papers, him and the friend. It took a lot. You pay a lot of money. And personally, I'd like to ask, is there some type of insurance that people can have when they go outside, so that you insure in case something happens to you? When it comes when you're away, if you pass, in case you pass away, at least I feel like, I know even in Kenya right now, most of us, we don't have medical insurance because it's expensive. It's not, our incomes are very low, and we don't have, but at least mtu akienda nje, we can all sacrifice as a family to get this person some type of insurance yenye, if in case something like this. Ndo ama hata ikifika mahali hiyo insurance haiko, as in mtu hajakata insurance, we can take the blame for ourselves to say, yes, it is our fault. Tulikuwa nafaa kuchukua insurance, hatukuchukua. But right now where we are, the government, I don't know if there is any type of information, but government, anybody who knows, kindly let us know. Kuna hiyo insurance. If not, government iache kutubeba ujinga up and down every time. Like the case of that chick mwenye alikuja. They said amefika, sindio? I'm happy for her. I'm happy for her family. But we were never told the story behind it.
They just showed her.
And here she's pap, and then ikaisha. And nobody even came up with a solution for someone else.
And nobody is talking about it enough to tell you, well, listen, when you're going out there, like now, here we are. I have a question. If you know what we can do, because they say it's too expensive to bring back a body, if there's a way you can advise, or there's someone out there who knows somebody who can help us bring Mugure's remain back to Kenya.
Yeah.
For the family, for us, for everybody to get closure, we will appreciate, because again,
because I can imagine if she's a mother, she's a mother, right?
Yep.
I'm a mom of 3. And every time I'm late, my son calls me. He calls me, he asks like, Mama, uko, utafika saa ngapi? You know?
Uko sawa.
And that's just, I'm late. Sijalala hata nje. I'm late. Just because I'm late and I didn't tell them I'll come late. Oh, the children. Actually, the children right now, maliwako, they are looking at, mom alienda job.
Wanajuanga, mama alienda job.
Anakuja.
Anatumanga do, atakuja.
So saizi, awajui mama ya amepass. Mtoi, sijui, I don't know how old they are, whether 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, as long as it's a child. There's no way, like, you're going to go tell a child, you know what, your mom passed. Okay, she passed. Where is her body? Watoto wa sahi wanaelewa kila kitu. Wanaelewa kifo, wanaelewa
safari.
Ni safari ameenda, anaelewa kila kitu. So, mtoto, for the rest of his or her life, atabaki akikuwa na hiyo doubt kwa kichwa, anajiuliza mamangu alikufa ama alituhepa, you know. And then, sorry to say, in this society kuna kwanga na wachawi. Kamchawi katatoka tu huko, anze kupigia watoto makelele, aambie munahangaika ndo maana hata mamenyo aliwakimbia juu ya hii tabia. You know, another thing, huyo mtoto ataibeba for years and years and years, itamuma. Hajaipata closure. Unajua, at least mtu akikwambia mamenyo aliyoacha na yenyewe, you know, my mom passed on while hustling for us and she's no more, na ndo tumemuona.
And I'm very sure hakuna kitu kingine ilifanya huyo mama akabeba, akafunga vilago, akaenda kutafuta kazi. You don't just wake up and decide that wacha tu nenda nikateseke.
True.
It's, you look at those kids and you're like, where hapana.
And then the most important thing people keep on forgetting, the reason why she went and the reason so many people go out there looking for jobs is because our government does not offer us job opportunities.
And even right now, when it comes to business, setting up a business,
it's very expensive.
It's very expensive. Unlike, sorry to say, Moi time, Moi regime, it was easy for someone to set up a business and to start a business. Saizi, the papers nika 1 million. Ukate kebs, ukate kanjo, ukate health, ukate sijui ukate sijui, ukate like 7-8 things. Still you're being taxed ukienda kununua hiyo kitu. Still you're being taxed. Overall na KRA wanataka waone tax yenye umelipa. Right now the state of our country ndo inafanya watu wengi wanaenda
kutafuta hizo job. Ana unasikianga watu, I see people, I sit down and I read comments. Like I was going through that video, another video, and somebody was asking, ati now wasichana wasikiangi, mnaenda ngo kutafuta nini?
Pesa.
Let me tell you, kuna wengine anauliza ati mbona tu wasichana ndio wanalalamikanga?
No, like mimi nimekwambia, that friend of ours, when my sister, we were struggling with her coming back from Dubai, the friend of ours, it was her husband mwenye alipass with the friend. The husband and the friend walipass. So tell me, how si wanaume?
Acha niwaambie, I've been to somewhere where men are employed. We are born and we women are just built in a certain way. There's some pain or there's some kind of pressure we can't succumb to. Again, it's not about being a man. There's a place I went and I looked at a situation where they were not Kenyans, yes, but they were men. Ukiangalia mtu ati amelala hapo, you're like, wait. I don't know what you're going through your country, but
heri urudi
hapana, go back home. But again, that person wakes up, hataongea. Men walipatiwa some type of
no, yeah, that's why I say, like, that's why I keep on telling women.
Mimi nikilala chini siku 2 niamke na umwana mgongo, hiyo siku ya 3 mimi nitasema wazee
High five to that, because I keep on telling you, we can never be equal with men. Leo may accept. Leo Mo finally has accepted.
But
let me tell
again,
you, women can never be
still
equal.
The same.
No, we can never be equal with men. There's a way men take in a lot for us. It's only that men are not emotional as women. So women, we tend to si tunalianga sana. Si kila saa, it's our nature, by the way. Me don't blame any woman out there kulalamika, by the way. It's our nature. Hata mi ulalamika, mi ni mwanamke. But even women, it's, like, we respect our men. Because even our men, they go through a lot, but nile hawasemi. Wananyamaza.
I looked at there's somebody who asked that online. Why are women only complaining?
And that's a woman asking, I assume.
I didn't want to read the name, but I'm like, unless you've gone through what I have seen myself, imagine you don't have the right to speak.
And then something else, why some people ask, why is it that wanawake wengi ndo wameenda inchi za nje ya kuliko wanaume? Number one, each generation from us, I think from 38 years hapo mpaka to 20 something saizi.
To late 20s.
Late 20s hapo. Each generation, wengi wetu tulilelewa na ile notion ya a woman, what a man can do, a woman can do better. And your notion ili create a lot of single homes. And juu single mothers ni wengi, that means watoto wanalelewa na wamama. So this means a lot of women need to make money for their children. So then that means a lot of women will have to look for many ways of making money. Number two, kwao hizo inchi za nje, services mingi zenye wanataka ni za wanawake.
Yes.
Call which service you want to call it. Yes, even prostitution is service. And ndo pia mtu ende afanye.
You don't just wake up and
you don't wake up.
I'll just wake up and I'll go fuck up my life and just do some funny shit just because I have just decided.
Yes.
I'm not judging and I'm not saying
and
it's
we're
right.
not encouraging and saying anything, it's right.
But again, from where I'm sitting, I don't just wake up one day and just decide, you know what, I'll stop what I do. I'll stop making money the way I do. Nitaamka tu usiku, mimi nienda kufanya some funny shit out there and then come back and I'm like, niko tu sawa. No. Things that push you to go work. You have accepted to go and be a nanny. Umeacha watoto wako. Umeacha kila kitu, umeacha life yako. Unaenda alafu unasikia mtu akikuuliza ati lakini mbona ulihepa?
Funny enough.
I'm going to tell you something that happened to me. I woke up one day and I decided, you know what? That time, somebody was paying me 4,000 comfortably at the end of the month, and they feel like they are paying you. Yes, that is where I started. I know, yeah, don't look at me like that. It started there. Mtu akanilipa na anakwambia, na kesho you show up at 6.
4,000, that's how much a day?
Wait, Mia hata si
4,000 ni how much a day? Let's just
100. The other one was an allowance. It was 100 per day plus an allowance.
Abu, imagine sahi mtu anakulipa 100. No, let's be honest. Even right now saizi, people are being paid 200 bob. Unga ya ugali ni
226, 230.
I am a mom.
I am a mom. Uhuru hivi tumesema mkate ni 500.
Gashagwa people. I don't know the prices of.
I
know it's true. He said he didn't know the prices of bread. He said Hajip.
My emotions are everywhere, so I don't feel like going there right now.
But right now, there's someone being paid 200 bob. Quite serious.
That is the same situation I was then.
I'm a mom
10 years.
I'm a mom of 3. I have 2 boys who ndo wanaingia teenage, and then I have my daughter and me.
Yourself.
So we are like 4 of us. Kitambo, I used to kaa na hiyo unga when my kids were huku chini, my boys. Unga ya 2 kgs, of which your time sikuwa na buy to what?
226,
Yeah.
30.
Sikuwa na buy na hiyo 200. Tuseme 200. Tutuweke 200. Hiyo time sikuwa na buy unga 200. Hiyo unga nilikuwa nakaa nayo 4 days. Na nilikuwa naona, manze 4 days unga moja. Sahi, trust me. Hiyo unga ni 1 meal. My sons are teenagers. These boys they eat.
Niko na dem.
Mimi niko na
hivi
son.
Akifungua hivi. Akifunga hivi. Akifungua hivi tena.
Imeisha pressure na kushika. Ukiangalia
ni kama Hoover. Yo. Why is the fridge empty?
But it's because their children, they are growing. Kila kitu yao iko mingi, wako na activity mingi. So intake ya food ni mob. So imagine you're paying someone 200 bob. Uni mtu ako na watoi na nini na ataenda ambio akienda job huko atalipwa maybe 500 bob a day. Hiyo difference ya 300
they pay a lot.
Ati a lot of money.
Hautalipa fare, hautalipa accommodation, wewe
hautalipa food yako, hautalipa mavazi yako.
Na kulipa 500 ama 700 per day, ndio hiyo pesa yako. 700 yako safi. Mbona hautaamka uende? So mimi I'm saying this, hata the person who reached me, shiko alinipigia akaniambia, unajua you are an ex-Lebanon and I'm an ex-Kemboi of Lebanon. I don't know kama tunaelewana.
Wait, you said a term, Kemboi. This is a term I see people wakipita tu. Like Kemboi, venye tu Kemboi hiyo jina iko. Watu wanaikimbianga tu. Like Miss Jaipata true definition ya Kemboi.
Is a true definition of
Tuambie, what is a Kemboi?
What the Kemboi, you know, when I say Kemboi, what first comes into your mind?
Kukimbia.
Thank you. It's basically running. That is what it means. A Kemboi is somebody who runs out of a contract.
Okay.
That is basically
so
it.
Kwa Kemboi, kuna Kemboi different ama Kemboi?
Yes, Kembois are different. Now, this is my story. Si story ati nasema sijui tuliambiwa alifanya, mimi nikatoka hapa, nikaingia ndege, nikaenda. I was very lucky. I always say I am lucky. God has a way of getting me out of a lot of trouble for no reason. Mimi sijui kwa nini Mungu tu tuko hivi ananitoa tu kwa anaona itakuwa messy.
Hii height
italeta shida.
Acha tuweke huku kando.
Wacha tuweke hivi kwa sababu hii height inakujanga na
mambo mingi.
So Mungu ananitoa hivi, ananiweka kando. That day I was going. I had it. I had so many bills I needed to pay. Life is not happening. Nilienda nikanunua gazeti. I bought a newspaper. I went back to the house nikaangalia. I saw
jobs.
I saw jobs. The first person I called was a man. That time, I had a problem with anybody who doesn't speak. Even if you're a lady and you had a base, I had a problem with you. Do you even know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Story
for another day. Nikapiga simu akasema hi, this is Ngajona nga whoever the person was. I hung up. I saw another number. I called. Hey, hi, my name is Anne. I was like, oh, finally. Hi, how are you? Hi, how are you? My name is Anne. La 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 da 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 da. I asked, wait, listen, me, I'm looking for a job. I can no problem. Just come tomorrow. Do you have da 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 da? I go like, wait, whatever I don't have right now, we will find.
Find, yes.
I showed up. I was in Naivasha. I came to Nairobi. And this lady, I told her, listen, one, I need somewhere to sleep. Because I've never been to Nairobi. I'm a village girl. I've been...
And you didn't call me, by the way. But then I have beef for that, yeah.
Ati
I keep
calling
kila
you.
siku nashinanga nikimwambia, she didn't call me, na nilikuwa nashinanga namwambia, like, utakuja lini? There was a time I was in Naivasha, story for another day. She saved my ass, by the way. Story for another day. So I'm like, ukikuja Nairobi, call me, nini. She never called me.
Mimi Nyambura.
Kiburi.
Si kiburi. Mimi ukisikia nimeamka leo nimekuambia fish. I have a terrible headache. Ebu take me to the hospital. Ebu amka tu nipeleke hospitali. I will never tell you what I'm going through.
No, ungecall to
I
like...
never call.
You
I have family members?
No, ungecall uniambie tu, yeah, I want to like, niko na shughuli tao, but then hata mimi siulizangi watu, ukikama tina ile vako, uko na a lot of things, because hata pia me sometimes I'm like that. Nitakuja kwako, I just want to be here, but I don't want to tell you my problems.
Okay, I don't.
So ungeniambia, nakuja niko na shughuli tao, wacha nikam.
I didn't call anyone that I know. Nilidelete number ya kila mtu. And I said, you listen what? I need to write my story. And I'm writing it from hapa. You hear, I've called this lady, ameniambia, akaniambia no problem, I live in Utawala. Mimi, I don't even know where the hell Utawala is. I live in Utawala. We fanya hivi, we kuja. It was already evening. Alikuwa na gari, akaniambia twende home. I left with this lady. Not knowing who this person was. Unajua, this is how people die again. This is how you get hurt.
True.
Because mimi nimefuatana tu na huyu. Nobody knows where I am. Everybody calls me. I'm like, hata ungenipigia time. Ningekwambia niko poa. Mimi, I'm fine. Niko fiti. Katoka. Kesho yake we went to her house. She had babies. Tukafika asubuhi. Akaniambia, now, let's go. I stayed with her for 2 days. She just liked me. Because me, I'm this kind of person that when I come to your house, you know, nitaanza kuosha vyombo, nitaanza kufanya. Yeah. So I started.
Si Gen Z.
She was really happy because I would get kwa hao tunafanya na.
No, because it's very rare sahi kupata mtu.
Why do I come to your
Imagine
house?
It's very rare.
No.
It's very rare sahi madem wengi. That's hence story for another day why marriages in a fail and whatnot and people are not talking about it. Yes.
They're just sitting down.
Yeah.
Mimi na napenda cooking has saved my ass again. Nikaanza kupika, so she was very happy. The following day akaniamsha akaniambia twende tukaenda tao. Tukaenda, this lady processed my everything. That is why I say, don't ask why somebody is processing. But before she processed, this was me. Nikamuuliza, okay fine. You are making my passport. You making da.
What are you getting?
What are you
return?
getting?
Yes.
What is it there for me, or what are you getting?
What is it there for you and for me?
This is what she told me. I will call her one day and bring her here. She said this, Maureen, ukienda ufanye kazi, your first 3 months salary, whether you want to give me consecutively ama unataka kunipatia, however you give me, but you need to pay. This is how much you'll be getting, but you will pay me this amount back. Why won't I be comfortable? If there's something I fear, is free stuff.
And lies.
Na uongo.
Because I hear some agents hawaambiangi mtu
wanakuacha. That was then. Right now I don't know what happened, but then
no, there's some agents that was her. There are some agents hawakwambii utakatwa ama hawakwambii, because what I know what happens, yeah, is the truth, yeah. Simikwambia I've worked with the agent. Dem akienda sponsor na kwanga amemlipia kila kitu hadi amemlipia.
That started now. I'll bring you up to speed. Mpaka saizi why it's happening that way.
But kuna agents wengine wanakwambia unaenda job ya hoteli.
Hoteli gani?
Then ukifika kwa airport imeandikwa hapo house, that fancy word.
There's
a fancy word. They don't say house help. Housekeeper ama house what?
Okay, hakuna housekeeper. Imagine nini a housemaid tu inakuanga tu imeandikwa housemaid. Arabs don't have a don't have a fancy
agents
way.
Use a fancy word, nope. Housekeeper or something.
Ni kwa sababu wewe unapatiwa visa na hausomi. Hawananga another fancy word. Inakuanga tu imeandikwa housemaid. Mwarabu ametoa wapi a fancy name of English? Nini tu
agent waleka housekeeper. I'm going for housekeeping kwa hoteli.
About
Nenda housekeeping kwa hoteli.
No, there is a housekeeping kwa hoteli, which is a profession. Housekeeping is housekeeping.
See, that's what I tell you, agents wanaandikianga madem kwa nini you're going for housekeeping. Housekeeping pia kwa nyumba ni housekeeping.
Housekeeping is a profession.
Sinakwambia pia kwa nini housekeeping. So madem wanaambiwa unaenda kufanya kwa hoteli.
No, you're going to be a housemaid.
Nini? House manager.
Housemaid.
House manager.
Imagine you're just going to be a housemaid.
House manager.
Mimi nikaambiwa, I was ready for that housemaid. Mimi kwa sababu I was like, no, I need to fix this. I need to fix my life. And there's nobody else. Hivyo vile unauliza mbona sikukupigia sijui mbona. There's nobody else who's going to fix it but me.
But yourself.
Mimi tu nikiwa nimekaa, again, God has a way of getting me out of trouble. Hivi tu nikiwa nimekaa, ananiinua, ananitoa kwa mashaka. Unaona amenitoa kwa mashaka, amenileta to this lady who has taken me in as a sister. Simjui, amenitake in as a sister. Ameniambia kuja. The following day, 2 days later, after tumekaa na yeye, the Arabs from Lebanon were coming to her office. And mimi kama kawaida yangu, they came.
Wait, umesema Arabs from Lebanon. So this is what happens, yeah? Hata pia mionanga, the agent nilikuwa na work na yeye. The Arabs usually come to the office.
Yeah.
So that's why I keep on saying, ukienda mahali, huyo Mwarabu kwa ofisi yake ya huko, make sure umeiona. Make sure umeijua, yes?
So, mimi huyu Mwarabu vile alifika, tukaanza tu kuongea, and then tulikuwa tumekaa na Ann kwa ofisi yake nini, and me with my hospitality has been my thing, chai nini story. And then I was just passing. She said, who is she? Said, she's looking for a job. Maher said, I want her. His name was Maher. I remember. Maher said, I want her.
Like,
and that is why God brought me from
Naivasha.
Whatever it was, kwa vumbi ya Naivasha, and I'm suddenly someone's PA. Are you getting?
Yeah.
Mimi nikachukuliwa, Maher akanichukua, visa yangu ikatengenezwa
Housemaid.
within 2 days.
Housemaid to appear. Hata ukunyusia housemaid uli nini tu.
Ati kunusia ama Mungu aliniona.
Lakini Mungu alijua uwezi.
Ona.
Alijua. Mungu anajua undani wako. Alijua kuna kitu inaitwa mdomo ndani yako.
Kidogo nitana niambie Mwarabu. Anyway, hivyo ndio nilifanya hivyo na. Next. That is how I went to Lebanon. Mimi nikafika Lebanon, nikapewa room, nikakaa, maisha ikakuwa tu sawa, niko tu sawa na kweli sikudanganywa. I started working in this office, and then I had a very nice boss. Her name was Madam Hala, and life happened. Nini. Kidogo, I don't know what happened to their partnership. This is 1 year down the line. They were partners in this office. Maher wanted to leave. And now that I've been working for all of them in the office, everybody wants to keep me. So they started fighting. Maher is fighting with Hala. Hala is fighting with who? They asked me, what do you want to do? I said, Mimi, nataka kubaki na the lady. So I stayed with Hala. Things went south. After nimeenda kuishi kwake, that is where I ran away. Again, we come down to Akemboi. How many types of Kemboi do you have? Mine, I wasn't called by someone at Hepa. It's either I live or I die.
Well, okay, so when you say either you leave the house or die, for real, when you say you die, was it really or you die?
I used to sleep with a dagger under my bed. And this is where I said, listen, Nyambura, imagine utafungwa.
Kwa nini ulikuwa unalala na hiyo dagger?
Because of the threats that were happening in the house.
Nani, who sasa alikuwa na?
Okay, this is what happened. Hakuna story mbili zinakuanga huko. It's one story. You get to a house, the man of the house starts sexually harassing you. After some time, the advances never... This is what Shadi told me. I still remember his name very well and his face. Shadi aliniambia hivi. Ile time the office ilianguka, Shadi came and told me, listen, 2 things. It's either you sleep with me by the end of this, or you will sleep with me willingly, or you will be begging me to sleep with you.
So Shadi is the husband to the woman you are working for?
Yes. No, a long story that happened at the office, nini. So I ended up to be somewhere else, legally. And then when I arrived there, now this is a new person, and that, he told me that.
Oh, so Shadi is the new person?
The new person told me that. Like, no, the first people were super good. Aliniambia kosa yangu. 2 things. You either accept or beg, either. But it's going to happen.
And now, unfortunately, hiyo ndio ofisi yenye watu wanafaa kukimbilia.
And that is the office where people are supposed to go. So where do I go? I am the office. When Kenyans come and talk to me, now, who do I talk to?
So whole kwa hiyo situation yenye hiyo ni tricky. And then hebu niulize. So say assuming aungehepa uende ureport, kungekuwa na any action ama kwa police or something?
That is the time I learned my Arabic very fast. That is one thing that saved my life. But again, these stories will never end.
Yeah, but men,
these people don't care.
No, not
because when I report, the story comes out differently. I'm the one seducing him. Like, look at his wife. What does he want from you?
I'm assuming Haga. I'm just saying. There's always something a man wants that their wife doesn't have. So I'm assuming Haga.
That went south so quick.
So
so that was it. Many get.
No, but men,
so
men
I guess
everywhere
again,
are like that.
Because you wake up in the morning, and I said, this is Mugure. If I put myself in that shoe,
yeah.
And if that is what was happening to her, imagine you will run.
No, because it's like even here,
I left.
Even here in Kenya, me nishaipata, like where you work for someone, then the boss wants sexual advances in however. It's
happening in Kenya
uncomfortable,
too.
You know. But now, I mean, Kenya, I'll stop working nikae kwa nyumba. You know,
but uko, you don't have very limited choices.
Exactly, because number one, kwanza your papers. Unajua, that's the thing. Like your papers. For me personally, I feel like our consulate should do better.
Our government should do something.
Yeah, because every time, this is something I ask myself, every time tunasikianga kesi, dem alifanyika hivi, why is it that the person who's accused kwa hiyo country, mbona hafungwi? Let's reverse the whole thing script, sindio? This is an Arabic lady, wa uko Lebanon, ako hapa Kenya. Amekuja, amekuwa sexually harassed, ama tambaka imekuwa extreme baka amekuwa raped. Because I hear some girls
they are being raped. Mimi ningerepiwa. I saw it. Nilikuwa nalala na kisu juu nilikuwa nadhani Christmas is coming.
As I imagine,
this person would na mlango za huko zinanga lock. You know, I hear people at, why don't you lock your door? These people, you know that lock where you can be locked outside but you can't lock from inside. You know that lock?
Yeah, I don't know. I think yeah.
Lock,
I know.
Like from inside, seen a lock. Those are the doors they have. He had come to my room several times, and I said, wait, I have a life, I have a daughter. Imagine if I kill someone, I'm the one going to jail.
Then ni jela ya huko and you know nothing about it. So this is
the time.
This is what I'm saying.
So you just wake up in the morning and do this and run.
Unakuwa kemboi.
That is exactly.
Mimi nasema consulate, because I'm also feeling Mugere angekuwa na hiyo confidence ya consulate yetu. Angeenda kwa consulate, awaambie enyewe, guys, mimi nifika mwisho. Niko hapa na mali imefika, niko mwisho. At least hata wangempea hiyo time because she was ailing. That means she knew something might happen to me anytime. So at least angeenda kwa consulate, wangemwambia, imagine hata afadhali waeke watu kwa tab. Waseme, tunakuweka deni. Ukirudi Kenya, hii pesa ya ndege tumekulipia. Ukirudi Kenya, utalipa. Uni Mkenya, ako Kenya. Kama tunafuatana na Fuliza, tunafuatana na HELB, tunafuatana na hizo deni, hiyo ya consulate haiwezi tufuata.
Imagine there's no help that you can get out there.
And then again, kwa nini watuweke kwa deni? We pay taxes as Kenyans, right? We pay taxes. Tax money yetu inaenda wapi if not helping us? Me, I'm tired.
After I read all that, now that you're asking of consulate, mi nilikimbia, nikaka, I stayed for an year and a half, nikiwa huko nje. I found a way of surviving and living. One day I'm just coming from work, I get arrested, I never saw the consulate. Na kuambia fish, nilikaa kwa jela. Nikakuwa yellow. You know when you're not seeing the sun.
And then it's like you were there huko you fanyanga mtu completion inakuwa
Ikakuwa yellow. Unajua ile yellow ya you are multi.
Yellow ya Carolite. Carolite.
I know this one you look sick.
Carolite how do
I never saw the consulates. I never saw anyone.
Do you even have
I called this same man that harassed me out of his house and begged. Again, he had promised at some point, I will beg. He made me do it. Tafadhali nilete passport yangu. Kwa sababu now the consulate is not coming through. You know when the consulate comes, they can just write you a letter to go home without a passport.
Or they can go to that
passport.
But you know, if consulate ikikam through, wanezenda kwa huyo msee wamwambie, by the way, tusaidie passport ya msichana wetu, juu tunahitaji arudi.
There's something I'm thankful until today. After he treated me that badly, he never went ahead and reported that I have stolen. You know, this is what they do.
Yeah, wanaenda wanakuandikia.
Ulitoroka na gold 3 kgs.
Utatoa happy gold. 100 grams tu.
Utaishi jela. Wacha hivyo nasema nilikuwa nimekuwa yellow.
So even ndo umesema, when umesema ndo it comes down.
So I'm sitting down here, I made my way back home.
How many
people how many Mugures are we going to sit down and watch tukisemanga tu mbona mnaenda? I don't feel wangi hawa sana mbona mnaenda Uarabuni.
If in the situation, as long as hatuna better employment kwa country yetu, as long as we can't start up businesses in a better way, in a less taxable manner,
I will give my baby a better living.
Wataenda. Because watu wanaenda kwa sababu they want the best for their children. Hala, nobody is being given money for milk for their children. No one. Mimi sijaona project. People are saying education is free, right? Uliza wale wazazi wenye mimi naonanga watoto wanarudi kutoka shule ya government every day wanarudishwa. Sijui kuna 10 bob, kuna 20, kuna 50. This is a person being paid by the, and then funny enough walimu wenye pia I'm assuming hata sometimes they are in a sticky situation, wanauliza mtoto, kwani mamako hawezi afford 20 bob? Mamake analipwa 250 a day. 250 anunue unga, anunue kitoweo, ajeeka gas, ajeeka rent.
Na lazima alipe rent, na lazima hao watoto pia wakiishi hivyo, they don't just live. Things need to happen.
They need to
kalamu, kuna vitabu,
clothing,
kuna kuvaa.
Mzazi, I see people walking from, you know, there was a time nilikuwa naambia my son, yeah? It was just a story about now walking from my place, Ngong to Karen. Hey, my son was like, hey, mtu anawezaje tembea hivyo?
They never understand.
I was like, wacha nikwambie, people walk.
Ndio save you
50 bob. People walk from Kibera to Westlands.
Oh, haram.
My son was so shook. Mpaka kaniuliza, guy, aje mama sasa? Kwani fare ni how much? Fare ni so. No mtu ameenda kulipwa 250. Akitoa hiyo so ready unga itoshe.
Hiyo so ni kwenda na kurudi. You can't just show up with 50 shillings kwa mlango, imagine.
No, umeenda job the whole day, then you've worked for 9 hours. For 9 hours. So for me, I feel like it's either the government, they need to reduce the working hours so that we can employ more people, na pay baki hapo, ama we pay people more.
But again, don't wake up and ask mbona wanaenda.
Mbona watu wanaenda.
Imagine mimi saizi vile niko na option ya kufanya kitu kingine saizi, kuna vile tu siwezi vaa viatu niseme tuacha sasa niende Lebanon. No,
you can't. Ebo imagine, then you know one thing, after all what you went through Lebanon, after all what you went through, after kwenda jela, after you still came back and you still
I sat down,
went.
Nyambura nilikaa hivi chini nikajiuliza, wait, now that I'm out of jail, Madam Nyambura, what do I do with my life? Unatafuta job, unaambia unalipwa sijui pesa ngapi ya life, wait, what? Ni kama tu nitarudi huko kwenye kulikuwa na.
Na ulirudi, sivyo?
Na nilirudi. Though not Lebanon, but I went back to another country.
But
and again, God has a way. Yani tu Mungu, huyu Sagodi, it happened and it made even my life better. I'm thankful, but my tears and my sadness and my sorrow cannot be explained. Because
the same way,
Mugure.
It's more. I'm sorry for. I am very bad with pronunciation. Kabisa. I'm sorry. Her English name ni
Jecinta.
Jecinta alikuwa ameenda Lebanon
kutafuta
mara ya kwanza She came. This was the second time anarudi. Na alirudi kutafuta. Alikuwa anatafutia watoto wake. Honestly, me, I'm just here crying out for the consulates everywhere. Dubai, Lebanon, Qatar, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia. Kindly.
And my beautiful country of Oman.
Oh, yes, and Oman, yes. How could I forget Oman?
How could you forget my Oman?
Your baby. As in, consulate ya Kenya. Please, can you come up with something? Who's in charge? The Minister for Foreign Affairs. Yes. Foreign Affairs. Ni nani sahi? Sahi si, they changed. It's, mimi, I've forgotten. I saw his name kwa gazeti. Then I forgot.
Alfred Mutua, right?
Yeah, it's Alfred. Yeah, oh yeah, it's Alfred because I'm sorry, Alfred. I'm sorry, Alfred. The meme, but yes. How could I forget the meme? So Alfred, kindly, hii term yako, personally I'd ask for, kindly find a way yenye mtu akiendoko kazi nje, ifike mahali imefika kikomo, anaweza kuja kwa consulate na consulate iweze kumsaidia. Because she would have been here, by the way. Because the time she started ailing,
the time unasikia
angeenda kwa consulate ate she's human. Angesikia mwili yake imekataa, angeenda aseme mwili yangu imekataa, lakini ni namna sina. Tafadhali niacha nirudi, alafu hata kama ni kumdai.
We will fix it
later.
But right now, I'm really unwell. Again, it's not about only the sad stories. We have success stories from there. I am one of them. It's not all tears and kumia. Yes, I suffered here and there, bruised myself here and there. But again, I can't complain right now.
Yeah, your success story comes from you having an experience there.
Yes.
But for today, it's only that Leo show, we are really crying out. If there's a way, because to be honest, the sister hana closure.
We need to get
the
closure.
Children hawana closure. What are we supposed to do? What's supposed to be done? Like, sister yake anaweza enda aoneshwe ama itakuaje? What's the solution? Because within 1 year mtu aletwe mfupa. Si ni Waafrika. Mimi nitasema ukweli wangu. Mimi ni Mwafrika. Sina time ya kuangalia DNA. Kenya, we've had so many corrupt cases. I won't even be sure your DNA ni ya mtu wangu. I'll doubt. So, but if I see their face, sisi, that's basically why Waafrika ama mimi ndasema sisi, we view our bodies. Because nataka kuona ndo huyu kabisa.
And then I get closure.
Ameenda. Now, that's what the family is asking for.
Anybody out there, we are please, let's bring our brains together. Let's bring our heads together. Let's come together. Let's think what can be done. Yes, I've talked to everybody and everybody tells me it's very hard kurudisha body enye kwanza ilikuwa imeshaanza kudecompose, enye imeshazikwa. But again, there's always a way. There's something that can be done. Can we come together and give this family closure? Because
and to be honest, if it's something yenye nafaa kufanya, nafaa kwa very very quick, because saizi venye wamesema already washamzika. Na kama wamemzika, tujue wamemzika kivipi. Kama wamemzika kwa sanduku ama wamemzika kwa sanda, we don't know. So that means saizi body yake maliko iko na heat. So that means inaendelea kudecompose very fast. Kwa sababu ile hiyo uzito ya mchanga. So kindly please, kama kuna mtu anajua a better way ya kufanya family yake ikuwe na closure, kindly talk to us. End up kwa comments tuambie, please. We are begging from the bottom of our hearts. Me, I'm a mom, I'm a mother, and I wouldn't want my children to go through that. Leave alone even the family, the sisters, the children. Me, I'm crying out for the children. I have 3 babies whom I love with all my heart. And they love me back. Na watoto wake wanataka kuona mama yetu, hataki kuambiwa story ati sijui mama yetu alienda ikakuwa. They won't believe it. We are not even sure how old the children are. They won't believe it. Please, kama kuna mtu anajua how they can get closure, how quick body yake inaweza rudi, kindly talk to us, go to our comments, tuambie, and we get in contact.
Let's stop being judgy. Let's stop asking this question ya kwa nini alihepa, kwa nini alienda. imagine it won't reverse. Let's look for a solution. Let's get closure, because I'm talking to her sister every other time. And hata sijui nimwambie nini. You know, you don't even know the right word to say, but I know.
Hakuna kitu inaweza funga hiyo uchungu ama izibe hiyo kidonda.
It's for closure.
Yeah.
That is why they insist, wanakwambia go for closure, make sure umemwaga mchanga. Let us make sure this family gets closure. You know, that has been chanzo.
Yes.
For today.
Yeah. We'll do another whole episode for people who are in diaspora, but now in general about everything. But for today, let's try find a way, or if you know a way, tumlete ama familia yake venye itapata closure.